Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, still one and only Ceefashion Academy. Today I'm going to be teaching us how to cut a together 6-panel blouse using a straight dart Bustier method. So guys, I want you to make sure you watch it to the end. I want you to make sure you like this video and make sure you share it to your friend. So guys, if you've not bought our book, The Perfect Dress Cutting Guide, which is going to teach you on how to cut any dress, please guys, I want you to make sure you buy yours. It's very affordable. I'm going to be putting the link under the description box. Thanks and may God bless you.
Okay, now look at it. People should know I always have procedures whenever I'm cut, and my procedures are just the same thing. Anything I want to cut, the first thing you do is you measure. We have already measured this, our measurement. The second thing you are going to do is to what? Fold your fabric or your pattern paper. So in order for you to fold your pattern paper, we are going to be using a particular process. This process is going to include everybody, no matter the kind of flay you want to use. Now, what is that process of folding? You have to fold with the highest circumference. If you look at it very well, the highest circumference is supposed to be the flay. Do you understand? But for the sake of this tutorial, we assume the highest circumference is the bust. Do you understand? We're going to be using the bust in this particular class. As normal, we usually do for blouses. Okay, so if the bust is 34 inches, are you seeing it? What you have to do is to divide by 4. 34 divided by 4 is how many? 8.5. So that 8.5 is, I just want you to add at least 10 inches to it. Do you understand? That 10 inches is going to be what? 18.5. So what that means is that you are going to be folding what? 18.5. Now I know some of us might be like, why is this pen is so big? It's too big. Please, what we are making is not also small. That's why I said what we are folding is going to be including for everybody. So you people will still understand what I mean by this. Okay, so this is it. We have actually folded it for the front part. At the end of the day, we might end up having extra allowance. Do you understand? Because the flay that we want, without me, I'm going to be using here, it might be average. But I don't know what you might want to use. Do you understand? So that's why I'm teaching us the general method on how to fold. Okay, look at it here. So let's say I have folded now. Are you seeing it? I have folded. Okay, and you also have to consider your length before you fold too. You consider the width and the length. So we have considered the width, and we said the highest circumference in this here, which is the bust divided by 4 plus 10, is going to give us 8.5, which is what we have here. Then also the length. The length is 24 inches plus 2 inches, which is what? 26 inches. Why we have 27 inches here? Please, the reason why I tell us how to fold is not like now I have SS here. Do you understand? That is not the problem. The reason why I tell us this is so that we will not fold lesser, not when you fold more. You can fold more, but don't waste your material. That's also another essence of knowing how to fold. Do you understand? Okay, so now it is okay. Next thing we are going to be doing now is we are going to be marking out our vertical measurements. You guys know what I mean by vertical measurement, but shoulder to the nipple forest, shoulder to the under bust length, and the rest. Okay, so let's mark out the vertical measurements. So in order to mark out the vertical measurements, all of us, we do know that before you mark out anything, we usually have like half inch. Do you understand? What is this half inch for? I see, it's not a must that I will run a line. I really don't want to mark a line. Do you understand? This half inch is actually for the shoulder joining. We all know that at the end of the day, when you want to make a bustier, and the bustier from your shoulder to your under bust is 12 inches, and you did not add any extra at the top, when you finish making it, I promise you the bustier under bust length is not going to be 12 inches again. It's going to be what? 11.5. Then at the end of the day, it's going to have an error. That dress is not going to fit very well. Before you know it, this dress will now, instead of resting at the under bust, it will not be resting on top of your bust, which is an error. So you must make sure you add half inch here. Now, since our bust length is 9 inches, are you seeing it? Look at it. Our bust length is 9 inches. Now, because I'm not taking this thing, and because I can go ahead to take it down and mark what? 9 inches. But even if you are placing it here, all you have to know, because of this extra half inch for the shoulder joining, your 9 inches is supposed to be what? 9.5. Are you seeing it? So mark out 9.5. Look at it. Okay. Then we also mark out the under bust length, which is how many? Under bust length is 12 inches. Because of this half, is going to be what? 12.5. Okay, so make sure you also mark it out into 2. Now the reason why we are marking this thing out into 2 is so as to get a very straight line. Look at it. If you don't do it like this, you might end up placing your rule like this. Are you seeing it? And get a line that is not okay. So that's why we mark it out into 2. So let's connect. Okay, so the next measurement point that we need to mark out is where we call the half length. Now the half length, I've already told us how to get the half length. The half length is 15. So 15 plus half is going to be what? 15.5. Are you seeing it? So the next is the blouse length. The blouse length is 24. 24 plus 2 is going to be what? 26. So mark it out. Okay, there's something I actually forgot here. You guys did not remember it for me. 24, remember the half inch? Are you seeing it? Okay, now 26 is what? 26 and a half. Please do exactly the same thing here. Please, if there's anything you did not understand, just let me know. 24 and a half and 26 and a half. Okay, so use your ruler and connect. Okay, so by me looking at this, you can see we have all the measurement points, and we have the shoulder line. Are you seeing it? We have the bust length, we have the under bust length, and we have the half length, we have the blouse length, and we have the allowance. Okay, so the next thing we are going to be doing now is what we call the bust span. Do you understand? Bust span is the nipple to nipple. So nipple to nipple for a bust of 34 inches. Do you understand? We also have the chart. So for a bust of 34 inches, it's supposed to be how many? 7 inches. Do you understand? So that's 7 inches. Look at it, guys. See what I want you to do. 7 inches divided by 2. Since we are folding our material into 2, it's supposed to be what? 3.5. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now see what I want to let you know. If you are working with a pattern paper and you want to trace it directly on a material, you can go ahead and just mark out your 3.5. But if you are doing it in a way that you really don't want to add extra half of the nipple point, you can go ahead and add extra half inch to it. Are you seeing it? Making it what? 4. And that is what we are going to be using today. Look at it, making it 4. Look at it here, 4. Okay. Okay, make sure you mark out the 4. Mark it out. So see what I already want you to do. As you are marking it out, see what I want you to do. Place, okay, we haven't marked 4 here because we actually need it here. From here, connect. When you reach at the half length, there's something I really want you to do. Are you seeing it? When you reach at the half length, look at what I want you to do. You can use a dotted line. Are you seeing it? What is this dotted line for? It is for guide. We don't necessarily need a line here, but rather it will guide us. Are you seeing it? That is what I want us to do. Okay, so the next thing we are going to be doing, now that we have marked the nipple to nipple, that is the bust span, is to construct the bustier itself. The bustier, the almighty thread, that bustier that we are talking about, we are going to be constructing. So after we are done constructing the bustier, next thing we are supposed to do is to construct the peplum. Okay guys, so in order to construct the bustier, there's something I really want to tell us. Please, every bustier you know, is all about that. Do you understand? That. There must be a dart at the upper region. There must be a dart at the lower region in order for you to get a bustier. Whether a princess dart bustier, a straight dart bustier, or a corset bustier, there must be a dart. Now, in this case, most cases we usually have a dart at the upper region. Upper region I'm talking about is the shoulder line. Do you understand? And we usually have a dart at the lower region, which I'm talking about is the under bust. Do you understand? So with these two darts, you have already formed a bustier. So let's form this bustier. So how do you get this dart? We always have this dart in a chart. Do you understand? Like what we have here. Look at it. For a bust of 32 to 36, you can use 2 inches darts. Are you saying? For a bust of 37 to 41, you can use 2.5 inches dart. For a bust of 41 to 48, you can use 3 inches dart. Then for extra large, like bust of 49 to 55, you can use 3.5. Then bust of 56 to 60, which you rarely see, you can use what? 4 inches. So what do we mean by this? Now when we say 2 inches dart, what it means is that we are going to be giving this side 1 inch and we are going to be giving this side 1 inch. Do you understand? We share it equally. That is the meaning of this. Now look at it here. Let's give the upper side its own dart. To give the upper side its own dart, all you have to do is to look at it. From here, are you seeing it? Mark out how many? 1. From here, mark out how many? 1. Do exactly the same thing at the under bust. Now look at it. The under bust. From here, mark out how many? 1. And from here, mark out how many? 1. Okay. Now we have gotten this point, this point and this point. It is very easy now for us to construct this bustier, like very easy as what I don't know. Okay, but there's still something else I want to let us know. So now look at this. Let's first connect it, then I will now give you guys another point to take. Now look at it. In order for you to connect, you can just go ahead by using your rule first of all to connect from here to the nipple points. Are you seeing it? Connect from here again to the nipple points. Now look at it. Connect from here again to the nipple point. Are you seeing it? Here we also need to connect, but we don't have to use a straight rule, because if we use a straight rule, we are going to have a sharp bustier, which is very, very wrong. So you can use any of your curve sets. You can use your French curve, you can use your bust curve, armhole curve, any one you really want to use. But for the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using a broomstick to get it. Please, you can also use your hand. It doesn't really matter. So in order to get this, as you can see, I'm using a broomstick in order to get it. Are you seeing how I placed it? Okay. So I will now have to get my perfect bustier. Are you seeing it? This side I've gotten it. Okay. Then do the same thing on this very side. However you place your material in order for it to be comfortable, just do it. This is all about comfort. Anything you want to do, just be comfortable with your work. Just do it. Doesn't really matter how awkward it might seem. Okay, are you seeing it? Okay, so now that you are done, if you look at it very well, you see that we have formed the bustier. It doesn't really matter, we have formed it. So next thing I really want you to do, but before we get to that next thing, for those of us that we always want to work with this chart, now let me give you one secret. You know, it is one thing to give you a chart, it's another thing to apply it. Do you understand? So before you apply this, I want to let you, let's say example your bust is within 41 to 48. Now what I can tell you is that if you're making use of this chart, please, you can make use of it especially here at the under bust. But when you get to the upper part, please, for the sake of this particular tutorial, avoid it. Just use one here. Do you understand? There is a reason. Maybe you've not seen it now, you've not experienced it, but I promise you experience it later if you still insist to. Do you understand? To practice it just that way. Okay, so that's the point I want to give us. So next thing I want you guys to do is to take it down. Are you seeing it? I think we forgot to take it down like that. Is the same that. Are you seeing it? 1 inch and 1 inch up to the half length. Okay, now take it down just this way. This particular dress is not hard to make, but you have to be very careful while making it. So now that we have taken it down like this, are you seeing it? Next thing I want us to do is to complete our blouse. That is impute the horizontal measurement, the circumferential measurement. That is the bust, the under bust, and the rest. So in order for us to impute it, now look at what we are going to be doing. Let's start from the under bust. In order for it to, the under bust is 29 inches. 29 divided by 4 is going to be giving us what? 7 1/4. Okay, make sure you mark out 7 1/4. Are you seeing it? Okay. Now look at it. Remember we have a dart here. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
This is a dart. It means that when you are cutting it, this is not included in your work. That means you have to replace the dart. So how many inches that do we have? It's 2 inches. Okay, so replace the 2 inches. Are you seeing it? We have replaced the 2 inches. So next thing I want you to do is to impute your normal body allowance. So the normal body allowance, what I would advise you when it comes to busting, anything you're going to part, please make sure you use from 3 inches and above. It's very important. If you use 2 inches, it might work for you, but if it does not work for you, don't blame me, because I'm giving you from 3 to 4, and you know, depending on how you feel you can manage. Please. So I'm going to be adding 3 inches here, please. I'm going to be adding 3 inches. Okay. Please do exactly the same thing at the half length. Okay. Now do exactly the same thing at the half length. Now let's go. 7 1/4. Coming. 7 1/4 plus 2 plus 3. That means total of 5 inches, right? Okay. So look at it here. So there's something I'm going to be doing. I know some of you will have plenty of questions. Then some of my students that are here probably will not have those questions. But let me do something. So what I want you to do is to connect the two. Just take it up direct. Are you seeing what I've just done? Connect the two. take it up direct. Now the question that so many of us want to ask me is that, what of the bust measurements? Where is it? Now the bust measurement is there. It's just that I've found a way to draft without even caring about the bust measurement, and the allowance will still be there. Now let me explain it. I have a story that I usually tell whenever I'm teaching this thing, but I don't think I have that strength to tell that story. Okay, now look at it. Let's impute the bust measurement. So the bust measurement is 8.5. That is 34 divided by, you seen it? Okay. Then when we add 3 inches to it, something else is going to remain. Look at it. And how many inches is remaining? 1 inch. Now that 1 inch, I call it the bust ease. Do you understand what I mean? Now that doesn't mean that you will not find designers that will do their own like this. See, you always find designers that will connect like this. Are you seeing it? Probably they connect something like this, and it looks very nice. But what I want you to know is that every tailor, every designer works with their own special experience. So with what I have experienced, I chose to always add extra 1 inch to my clothes. So for those of us that are looking at this, I'm not seeing neck, I'm not seeing armhole. There's no way you will see neck and armhole on this. Because look at it very well. You'll notice that where the neck is supposed to be has a dart. So it means that you must close this dart first before you impute a neck. Do you understand? You must close this dart. Then the armhole, there's nothing there. I'm going to show you what to identify here. Okay. Next thing I want us to do is, remember this thing we did here. Let's take it down. But as we are taking it down, it's going to be on a dotted line. Remember what we did here. It's going to be on a dotted line. So let's take it down. Okay. Please take this one down. Take it anywhere this one stop. Anywhere this one stop. Take it down. And if you really want to know the same thing, I know some of us want to do unnecessary calculation. Don't do unnecessary calculation. Just put your tape like this. As somebody who does not know what they are doing, what am I having? 12 1/4. Simple. Just put it down. Just put it down and mark 12 1/4. Don't stress yourself. You understand? Don't try to do calculation where I'm not sending. Just do it. Simple. It must not even be 100% right, but it can be 99. Is there anything we do on our body that is 100%? Nothing. Okay, now look at it. I am done. Now look at what I want to show you. Look at what I want. This part now is very important. The flare we are talking about is your choice. Whether your own is coming out big, whether your own is coming out small, whether your own is coming out average. So what does that mean? We have a particular set of number to choose. We can choose from 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches. Do you understand? So now, it's my own choice to choose. So let's say I am choosing 5 inches. No, 5 inches safe sometimes to me is even big. Let's say I'm choosing 4 inches. Okay. What it means is that if I'm choosing 4 inches, look at it. Is this side here? People must focus and listen very well because it's kind of technical, but it's very simple. Now look at it. See this side. It's supposed to have a peplum from the half length going towards it. This side is supposed to have a peplum going towards this side. But okay. Now this side is also supposed to have a peplum going towards this side. But okay. So now let's impute the peplum and let's see what happens. Now let's start. Let me start from here. From this one. Try I said 4 inches. Now I've marked 4 inches. This one from here. Please, some of us will start from center. Center is waist. The real work, you see all these places here, they are waists. That is waist. So it's either you start from here for this side or you start from here for this side. Do you understand? For those that want to start at center, it's waist too. So now look at it. I'm starting this one. So what will I do? Look at it. I will connect. Are you seeing it? From half length now. I will not use dotted line. I'll purposely use a very straight one. I will connect. Are you seeing it? Yes, okay, sir. Let's connect to this one. 5, 4. You might be looking at this one as if it's small. It's not small, it's big. Let's connect. 4. Are you seeing it? 4. Now, next thing is let's connect on this one and tell me. It's me that will ask question. No chorus answer. So now, let's mark. Okay, first of all, Where am I marking this one for? The plate that we're going towards this side. Where will I start? You know, this one I started from here. This one I started from here. Where will I start from? The one that is going to this side. What I'm guessing. God bless you. Is she right? Okay, she's right. So let's start. That's it. 4. Okay. Now let's do something. I'm going to change marker. There's a reason why I'm changing marker. Let's connect. Now, what just happened? Lead designer, what just happened here?
Both of them are crashing together.
They are crashing together. Is he right or wrong? Eh? He's right, but so what does it mean? That if you want choose to cut out both of them, like if you choose to make sure you cut out both of them, what will happen? You will not have one complete. So that means you have to sacrifice one for one. The other one will be completed on another paper later, but is it well understood?
Yes, sir.
So you now ask yourself, which one am I choosing? Me, I always like to choose the bigger one. Whether I like it or not, I always like to choose here. See here. Because I don't want anything that wastes my strength and time. You see here. Then for this particular one, it will stop here. Then we'll complete it later. Is it well understood? Okay. So let's cut it out. Okay, now look what I'm actually doing. Remember what I'm doing is that we are working on a pattern paper which we can probably end up use it and trace our material. So I don't need to waste. Don't need to waste my material. Okay, so let's cut it off, guys. Let's cut it off. Now look at it. Remember what I said, I'm choosing this side. Are you seeing it? So let's choose this side and cut. I know many people don't really know how to cut. They might know how to draft, but not everybody really knows how to cut. But some of us think it's a very simple song, but it's not though. So you see this particular side, just from the half length. Do you understand? Don't stress yourself. So for those of us that are considering doing anything at the dart, as you can see, the dart is a waste. Are you seeing it? We have cut this side. So let's continue with this particular side. Let me cut off the extra. You guys know that we still need a curve here. Do you understand? But it's not actually necessary at the moment because we can still end up doing what? When you are done, there is what we call initial coupling. Initial coupling is joining the darts. When you are done doing that, you can now do trimming. During the trimming, you can now trim off here, get your neck and get your what? Armhole. Okay, so let's continue. So next thing we are going to be doing, as you can see here, we don't have any flake. So we are going to be constructing the flake. Okay, and we have already cut out this particular side complete. Are you seeing it? So what are we going to be doing? We are going to be getting another paper. And this paper now is going to be as wide as what? Now look at it. Look, check out what you have here. What you have here left is how many? 3 inches. Now remember our flake is how many? 4 inches. So 3 plus 4 is going to be what? 7. So it's going to be wider than 7 inches. Do you understand? If it is from 7 inches above, it's okay, but let it not be lesser than 7 inches. So talking about the length of the flake, the length, use this particular one and get the length. So what is the length? From here down to here is how many? 11 inches. Are you seeing it? 11 inches. So make sure that this one is up to there. As you can see, it is more than 11 inches. So next thing we need to do, guys, is to use your gum and they gum it out. Look at it. Use your gum and they gum it. Okay, let's gum it, guys. Okay. Now we have gummed it. It's now time for us to retract. So remember, from here to here is how many? 11 inches. Okay. Okay. There is also another way for those of us that still don't know how to get it. Another way is just use this flake. Look at it. Just use this flake. Make sure it is equal like this. Are you seeing it? Make sure it is equal. Are you seeing what is happening? This one is still at 11. Look at it. Look at it. Are you seeing it? Just connect something like this. We have gotten it. Are you seeing it?
Yes,
if you don't want to do it like that, just mark out your 11. When you mark out your 11, mark out what you have there is how many? 3 inches. Are you seeing it? When you mark out 3 inches, what are you going to put as your plate? 4 inches. Then connect it to this side. Is it well understood?
Yes,
So next thing you have to do is to cut it out in order to get your center front. Okay, now look at it, guys. At the end of the day, we have completed this side and we have it complete. Are you seeing it? So it means that we are going to be using this one to cut the back. Okay, now, but I want to show you something. There's something I really don't want you to make mistake. Please, anytime anytime that you finish whatever thing you are doing, you see at the half length, don't forget to do what? Notch. Anytime you forget to notch and you come and ask me a question, I will not answer.
Yes, sir.
Because this notching will determine whether the work is going to be okay. If you don't notch, let's say example now, you did not notch and you want to join these two. And instead of joining from here, you go and join from here. Are you seeing this error? Or you go and join from here. This error is never going to come out here. So you must join at the underboss exactly and get a perfect work. Are you seeing it? This is very, very important. So let's cut the back. Let's cut the back. It's very easy to cut the back. It's not hard. All you have to do, if you don't have enough paper, but you can actually manage, this one is not enough. So let's look for another one. Okay, use your pin and hold them. Hold it. So after you are done holding it, what I want you to do is just use your scissors and just as if you are cutting it out. Are you seeing it? When you reach here, you stop. Then continue from here. Remember, we are cutting out the side of the back side. Okay. Now remember the upper side. You also need to cut it out. Okay. Next thing I want you to do now. You see here, you can notch it because we are going to be working with that place. Look at it. Remember this one. Okay. We did not cut up to this point, but we have to cut up to the half underbust. Are you seeing it? We have to cut up to the half underbust. Now, what we are trying to do is to remove the bust. It's very important to remove the bust because at the back does not have the bust. So you have to silence it. So in order for you to silence it, look at it. First of all, we have to cut up to this point. Are you seeing it? Not mark here, then mark here. Then you can just go ahead and use your ruler there, connect both of them. Do you understand? Use your ruler and connect both of them, and that's it. We have silenced the bust. Are you seeing it? So next thing you need to do is use your scissors and then cut it off. Okay, that's it. So this is it for the back side. Are you seeing it? This is it for the front side. Alright, so let's cut the back center, the center back. So look for a material that should be enough for you to cut the center back. Please, if you are looking for the material that should be enough, it should be like, see what you are going to be considering. Because considering this plate you are seeing here, times 2. Considering this plate. Now look at, what I mean by the plate is everything. That's 7 times 2. So the width of your back center is supposed to be at least 17 inches. Do you understand? Why the length is supposed to be exactly this length you are seeing here. Okay, so let's work on the back. Okay guys. Now look at it. Are you seeing it? So all we have to do is, first of all, see, this is very, very important. Whatever you have on your flame, whatever you have on your flame is mostly what you should use here. What am I trying to say? If you are using 4 on your flame, you should also use 4 on your flame here. Do you understand? So the only thing I will advise you to do is, remember what I said initially. What do we have here totally? 7. Okay, now look at what we are going to be doing here now. This point, what I'm about telling you guys now, you can do it in both ways. If you need your back center plate to come out very well, use exactly the same 7. But if you want it to be moderate, what you are going to be doing is just use your normal 4 inches. Are you saying it? Just use your normal 4 inches. But for the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm going to be making choice of my own. I'm going to be using 5 inches. Are you saying it? Okay, so now mark your 5 inches like this. Then use your ruler and rule on it. Okay, so now when you are done, all you have to do is to place it this way. Are you seeing it? Place it this way and use a pin and a hold it. Okay, so look at it. So next thing we are going to be doing now is, now look at it very well. This is the underbust. Are you seeing it? So we are going to be marking out the line for the underbust. So next thing we are going to be doing, let's mark out our zipper allowance. Zipper allowance is how many inches? 2 inches. 2 inches here. 2 inches here. Till you get to the half length. Half length. It's also try to do the same thing at the half length. Take your ruler and mark out the half length onto this side of the paper. Next thing you need to do is to connect. Have you guys seen it? So when you connect, now remember you have to also mark out this side, that is the full length. Next thing you have to do is from here connect down to here in order to get the back center flare. Have you guys seen it? Okay. Now, but we are not 100% done at this back center. All we have to do is, remember, sometimes the back used to come. So you have to add some kind of effect on your dress. So what is that effect? It's called the back center effect, or back dart, center dart, back center dart. So what you have to do is from here, you can step in with ½ inch, 3/4 inch, or whatever, depending on the customer. So, but I'm going to be stepping in with just ½ inch. Are you seeing it? Do the same thing. See. Not at the half length, do it at the underbust, because that is where we applied our dart. Okay, next thing I want you to do is, like this, place your rule like this. Are you seeing? Silently dart out this part. Are you seeing it? You know how we apply that? Do the same thing here. Look at it, this is actually a dart. So do the same thing here, look at it. Dart it out. It's going to be connecting to the flame. Are you seeing it? Okay, now look at it. That's it. Going to be connected to the flame. So this is the, so when you are cutting it, it's just like this. You cut it. So this thing is going to be removed from the back. Are you seeing it? Now sometimes some people think that it is only this thing that will give you the effect. No, this is just the drafting effect. When you are sewing is when you can personally give your own, like the way you couple determines whether it will fit very well or not. Okay, so next thing I want you to do, remember what we did on the other one while we are cutting. Remember what we did on the other one. All we had to do was, as we are cutting, let me show us what I did. Are you seeing it? When you get to the underbust, you mark. When you get to this point, you mark. So all you have to do is to do it like this and silence it. Are you seeing it? Okay. So put your scissors and cut it out. The back shouldn't have a bust. Then from here, also make sure you cut it out. Cut it out this way. Are you seeing it? Okay, so we have both the front and the back all drafted and cut. Are you seeing it? So what we are going to be doing now is that we are going to be using it to cut out on our material. When we cut out on our material, I'm going to be showing us how to get the neck and the armhole.
So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you watch the next video. Like I said, if you've not bought our book, The Perfect Dress Cutting Guide, which is going to guide you on how to cut several dresses, please do make sure you buy yours. It's very affordable, and we're going to be putting the link in the description box. Thanks, and God bless you.